everything set, ready to go, so that we can go live without a whole lot of issues. Okay. Let's get down to business. We have nobody here, so I'll wait. Oh, I got it. What am I thinking? I tell ya. Okay. Going to try and pace myself a little bit today. Hi, Claudette. Okay. Hi, Daisy. Claudette, don't spam my channel. Or don't spam the chat. No, I'm not. Whoever told you that, lies. All lies. Hi, I'm Nature Guy X46, and this is Nature Guy X46 Presents, and today we are looking at 2 organisms that are now officially extinct. I have no idea what happens when animals go extinct, but there are times when I think Mother Nature puts a little notch on a stick or a tree, and when that stick can no longer hold any more notches, she calls it quits, and she quits on the human race. Remember, we are not rulers over the earth. We don't own the land. We are only caretakers of the earth. And honestly, how are we doing? You tell me. We're going to start today with talking about the Ticopa. I think it's Ticopa pupfish. Oh, my ear. Hey, Carol. How are you? So first off, the Ticopa pupfish lived in the Mojave Desert. Hey, Lincolnshire, how are you? What? I don't think so. Ticopa? So anyway, they lived in the Mojave Desert, more precisely in the Ticopa hot springs. Now, these hot springs are located in the state of California, not too awfully far, I don't think, from the border between Nevada and California. Now, this fish was placed on the endangered species list in 1970. So it's... Hello, transport time. So it's kind of a crazy story. Sort of. It had its habitat basically degraded or changed. Hold on, I will answer all questions. We are talking about the Ticopa pupfish and the Chinese paddlefish. So its habitat was basically degraded or changed. Basically what happened is this fish lived in the outflows of two springs in the area. Then in 1965, somebody built a bathhouse. And when they did that, they rechanneled and combined the hot springs from... Ooh, that's not good. Nice. Huh. Carol, I'll see if I can fix that. Now, is this the same one that you guys have been getting? Why am I lucky? Oh, oh. Um, let me get back to the program. They rechanneled and combined waters from the hot springs. Now, when they did that, they unknowingly or knowingly combined. Wait. Okay, so I'm getting ahead of myself. They also introduced fish into these hot springs, or the waters thereof, and someone actually introduced mosquito fish and bluegill, which, for those of you who don't know, bluegill is a type of fish that comes from North America. This led to issues where the animals were competing with one another for food and habitat. Another thing that happened that didn't help is that the alterations that I mentioned earlier allowed another pupfish species to enter the Tecopa hot springs. And with two species of pupfish now existing in the same environment, time was not on their sides. And this led to the species intermingling and breeding together. The issue is when two subspecies interbreed, it causes the species to basically not exist anymore. So the new generation that comes from that breeding is a new species, basically. So scientists did a survey in 1966, and they didn't find any pupfish at that time. And so they did, however, find one. Yes, they do. They do now. They did then. They did another survey in 1970, and they found some pupfish, the Tecopa pupfish. And then they looked harder. They probably should have looked harder in 1966. Sadly, the process of delisting the fish from endangered to extinct took some time. The United States Fish and Wildlife would do 2 more surveys, at least 2 more, in 1972 and then again in 1977. However, those surveys did not find any pupfish. Now, they searched some 40 different areas, and they still found nothing. So the pupfish was finally put to rest in 1981. No, the bluegill competed with the pupfish. Bluegill cannot become pupfish. It doesn't work that way. There was another pupfish that entered the area when they combined and made the bathhouse. It allowed for this other pupfish to come in, and when it did, it yes, I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it. I would have been 10 when this species went extinct. No, the hot springs literally had nothing to do with the bluegill other than providing a place for them to live. Okay, moving on to the Chinese paddlefish. The Chinese paddlefish is, again, another extinct species. So we've gone from the United States to China. This is a fish that could reach 7 meters or 22 feet in length. The area that they were in was the outflow area. So I don't know how hot the waters were. But pupfish have evolved to deal with the hot springs, so I don't know. So we're talking about one of the larger freshwater fish. The Chinese paddlefish was taken to extinction by overfishing, dam construction, and water pollution. Now, in the 20th century, overfishing was rapidly depleting paddle, like boom, boom, yes. Was rapidly depleting the stock of Chinese paddlefish. In the 1970s, an average of 25 tons of paddlefish were harvested each year. 25 tons of this fish were taken each year. Sadly, in areas where people are poor, they need food. They need a good source of protein, and the Chinese paddlefish sadly fit the bill. So they have overfishing, and then they have the Chinese decided to build dams. And these dams disrupted the migration for these fish. The problem is that these dams not only kept the paddlefish from migrating, they also kept the fish from... Oh, wait. I'm getting ahead of myself again. They also kept other fish from migrating and perhaps even caused the Yangtze River dolphin from traveling up and down the river as well. Now, the sad part of them being cut off from migrating is their actual reason for migrating. And that is that they're migrating to spawn, meaning that they're cut off from producing the next generation of paddlefish. On top of that, when they built these dams, they didn't install fish ladders. built into it or bypass for them to get past it. I don't know what you mean by like trout. Oh, fish spawn. They lay their eggs. Well, I shouldn't say all fish do, because sharks don't lay, not all sharks lay eggs, so I'm not sure what you meant by like trout, Carol. Salmon do. I don't know about trout, but I know salmon does. So I mentioned that. Water pollution also continued to be an issue for these guys. I would have to look that up if they do or not. Pollution was an issue. Now, the Chinese government protected the fish in 1989, and at that point it was listed as endangered. Sometime in the 1990s, it was downgraded to critically endangered, sadly, to critically endangered. Scientists had tagged an adult female with a tracking tag so they could keep track of her. And within just a few hours, they had lost the signal from the tracker. She was gone. By 2003, we had our last sighting of this fish. It was unofficially considered extinct in 2005, but because scientists like to be sure that a species is actually extinct, they did surveys to find the fish. Eventually, in 2022, the fish was delisted and officially declared extinct. The last specimen of this fish died sometime between 2005 and 2010. There is a little bit of irony in the Chinese paddlefish extinction, and that is that it managed to survive the extinction event that wiped out the dinosaurs, but they did not survive mankind. So yeah, pretty sad. We will eventually be looking at these guys as far as them as a species. Perhaps we will anyway. Remember, there's like some 3 million different species on the earth today. And in the 3 or 4 years that I've been doing this, we have barely scratched the surface. We have looked at a mix of well-known species as well as some that maybe you didn't know before. And if I can get the word out about some of our more endangered species, maybe I can help you spread the word about those species, and hopefully those people will tell more people, and we can build some love for those animals. No animal or plant, unfortunately, is safe from extinction. So, do you have any questions? Hard to know. We know that things would get crazy. The Earth does go through shifts in climate occasionally. Let's see if we can pull up some facts. So the Earth, like I said, does go through natural periods of climate change. These occur roughly every 100,000 years. So we might be due for one of these changes. Or we could be forcing the issue. I do too. I do too. All we can do is pray. It says cloudy. There are some big storms to the east. See if I can... I don't know. I mean, there are some... I don't know. I don't know. Hard to say what is going on. So that is the presentation. What is coming up later this week? That's a really good question. I know tomorrow we go live at 1 and 6. Hey, look at that. I remembered, for what it's worth. Except what I don't remember is what we're doing. I know it's something. Oh, we have our Q&A tomorrow. That's what's going on. So yes, if you have questions for the Q&A tomorrow, make sure you post those. There is a post on the community page. Hello, Marie. So tomorrow we are doing the Q&A. We will do it at 1 p.m. and at 7 p.m. And I do have some questions already. Not a lot, but I do have some. So that is tomorrow. Tuesday, we're having trivia. And then Friday, we are doing a Learn to Care. We are doing Slow Loris. And then 7 p.m. is going to be the II. You know, Carol, I looked at the weather map and I didn't really see anything. There was action east of or west of Ireland, but it wasn't moving super fast. It's basically a hurricane, I believe. Yes. If it's above the North Atlantic, Central North Pacific, or Eastern North Pacific Oceans, we call it a hurricane. If it hovers over the Northwest Pacific Ocean, usually East Asia, we call it a typhoon. So, yeah. It's also a fighter jet used by the Royal Air Force. I wonder. There were, I'm not going to lie, when I looked at the map, there was a storm west of Ireland that looked pretty substantial. And I know they've had issues. So maybe. Seven days ago they had one. They're basically the hurricanes in other areas, so I'm assuming yes. I cannot get comfortable today. They are basically hurricanes, just in different areas of the world. They said it was going overhead. But I did not see, I mean, I can show you. If you look at AccuWeather for Lincolnshire, UK, and you play it, there's no, you're not. It's not going to make it. So we're going to have to ask them because there's little bits and bobs out there, but it pops up around I gotta watch it again to see when it pops up. There's two. Well, that's what's odd. I have a map that shows from Liverpool across through what I think is Lincolnshire. And there's only 2 bits of clouds that are there. If you look further west to the edge of Ireland, there's some bigger things happening. So I don't know. Yeah, it was. And there's some storms off the coast of Ireland. How was it? I've never seen it. Ross, are you in England or the UK? I can't remember. Okay, I'm going to ask because are you guys under any weather alerts? I don't see anything on the weather map, and I'm looking right at it. So then I wonder if the typhoon that they were talking about, I wonder if the typhoon they were talking about were fighter jets. Because they do have some fighter jets that they call typhoons. So that's a possibility. So, yeah, questions? Lincolnshire area? But I looked at the weather map and I didn't see anything. I mean, it's cloudy maybe, but tomorrow we do have the Q&A. So if you had questions for me, I don't know. We can ask him when he pops back in if he does. Q&A tomorrow. Trivia Saturday. No, trivia tomorrow. No, sorry, Q&A tomorrow. Q&A tomorrow. And then we have trivia on Tuesday, right? Oh, that's okay. It's on there, but it's probably buried. Q&A tomorrow at 1 p.m. and again at 7 p.m. Extinct Animal Trivia on February 4th. Slow Loris at 1 p.m. on February 7th. And then I Learn to Care on February 7th at on 4 p.m. Yep, I got it. No, that's not a bad question. That's a great question. No, Carol, I'm sorry, I disagree. There may not be anything as a stupid question, but there can be bad questions. It just depends on what's asked. That reminds me, did I post? So I take it, Marie, you have not seen Titanic. Because that was a long movie. Oh, no, I didn't know that. My sister decided that we had to go see it. So I saw it in the theater. I know, Carol, I know. I will try to see if I can find it. It was 4 days ago. That gives me 3 questions. I'll have to maybe fill in some questions. That's possible. He was 21 when Titanic came out. Okay, hold on. Okay. I'm actually going to do something. The more questions, Marie, the better. Ooh. Ross, where did you put it? Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Carol, I'm just gonna ask you. Yes, I saw it. I'm going to sneak and go take a look at it. Um, hmm. Thank you guys for the questions. Some of them I actually have to think about. Ross's is one I have to think about. It's fine. It's good. It's all good. It's just some of the questions, not all of them, obviously, but some of them require me to actually think about species and whatnot. Marie's is probably the hardest because there's, but I don't know because with my luck, what'll happen is I'll pick a species and it'll be the reverse of what I say. Oh, poor things. Now, I should be able to... Okay. Now, anybody that comes in should be able to see it. Oh, thank you, Marie. I wish I could bring more people in. I feel like we lost people. Because I thought we made it to 980 at some point. And I've been bad, and I haven't been... That's true. I think, if I'm not wrong, you came in when I was doing the Let's Just Chat chats. When I was babysitting. I could be wrong. Now, I don't think this Q&A... Oh, that's fine. Just love spell check or autocorrect. It makes life interesting. No, I am not. But I think I'm going to include it in the Q&A anyway. Because I'm short on questions. Is that okay, Ross? Maybe. Chelsea, I know before the new year was dealing with stuff. Don't know what stuff is. Hopefully she's doing better. I think 7-inch has been tied up with life, and I think predecessor has been tied up too. I need to. I don't want to like intrude, but I'm almost. I don't know. But I'm almost tempted to I asked her. People, when life gets crazy, she's not feeling good. She probably ducked out to lay down. It's so good. You didn't have to come back in. If you were out, I just was wondering if you were still here. That's all. I don't know why. Like, I don't want to be intrusive. And I could contact predecessor, but it's not. Apart from showing that I actually care, I don't want to intrude. Now, if it were Carol, I'd intrude because I know her personally in real life, and I don't know. I'd been talking to somebody for about a year, on the phone and stuff, and all of a sudden they were gone. So I was concerned. So I contacted the officers in their area, and I didn't have an address. All I had was a phone number, and requested a welfare check. And I will never do that again. I'm like, that was so wrong of me. Now, on the other hand, if I have reason to suspect that mentally somebody's not doing well, and by that I mean that they're making comments that hint at harm, I will definitely be contacting somebody, because that's not cool. It is a very hard thing to navigate, especially online. It's hard because you can form friendships online, but it's not quite the same as in real life. Hi, Cook. Cook, I think, has been in a couple of times. Hello. Yeah, I mean, there's circumstances like that that pop up occasionally. I will admit, Cook, that a lot of my stuff is researched out. So some stuff I don't know until I research it out. Q&A Saturday at 1 and 7 p.m. I would be concerned as an officer. Those have to be, you never know what you're going to find. Oh. It's like you hear sometimes of scary stuff, but Wow. I haven't had like pizza made at a store, restaurant, whatever. I haven't had. We have a local place called JJ's. Oh my gosh, they're amazing. Agreed. And that's all you can do with JJ's Pizza. You can only have it every now and then. There's another local place called Mr. T's, and their kitchen sink pizza is to die for. Well, okay. Hopefully that doesn't get me in trouble, but it's good. Thank you guys for the likes. $30? Wow. Yeah, prices have gone up, unfortunately, and if you don't cover the cost of your ingredients, you end up losing money. And then if gas prices go up, you have to raise money on your deliveries to... No, I don't. Cook, I'm going to include that. If that's okay with you, Cook, I'm going to include that question in my thing for tomorrow. At one time, I had a channel separate from this one. And apparently I was making money off of it and didn't know it. Because of issues. And come to find out, I had $45. So, yeah, and then I, not knowing, stopped. Yeah, and I no longer have the channel, so now I have to start from scratch. Maybe we can. Yeah, it does. Because I had some cool videos. Actually, there were more live animals on the channel back in the day. I had access to live animals. No. I ended up closing down that channel and started fresh a few years ago. This channel has been going, I think it's 9 years old, but I wasn't taking things very seriously. Only started taking things sort of seriously just recently. So, yeah. It's only been in the last little bit that I've been like, and when I say the last little bit, I got more serious about YouTube. I don't think things have gotten better necessarily, but I'm more comfortable behind the camera. Well, no, that's not true. I'm more comfortable this way, talking to you guys. And unfortunately, I don't have as many animals on live. I'm hoping to change some of that in the upcoming, in this year. It may be small. Oh, excuse me. It may be small stuff. But that's okay. For those of you that live out of the United States, it may be more interesting. Thank you to whoever's just subscribed. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, I don't know who that is at the moment. Yeah, I don't know who you are. So, how is everybody doing? Don't forget, if you're here and you haven't given me a like, you're doing it wrong. Today's video should be posted. I think I posted a video last night. So how is everybody doing? Tomorrow's Q&A is at 7. We're going to do it at 1 p.m. and again at 7 p.m. So if you missed a video, I thought I posted yesterday. Darn it. I'm getting sloppy, guys. But there is a video lined up for today. I just have to, I guess, post it. I don't know why that's an issue, but I guess it is. I don't know who else is in here, but if there really is just one person in here, is there anybody watching? If so, please let me know. Oh, hello, Marie. I don't know if there was anybody in chat or not. I was going to pop out. Oh, okay. See, my thing says there's only one person watching. What do I know? I am sorry for those of you that just came in expecting us to be discussing the pupfish and the paddlefish, but unfortunately, if you come in earlier is better. On my end, it says 2 watching on both the Chromebook and on my phone. So, yeah. If you catch it late, this is what you get. You get me trying to be good and talk with you and hopefully answer questions normally. Sometimes we get really good results and we get a few subscribers off of it. Right now things are a little slow, but I promise you, like I said before, in the spring and into the summer, yes, I do. And I don't know, depending upon the time, if that's actual people coming in and they're just not talking. Because I've done that. I've done in the lives and just sat there and watched. And then, like, 5 minutes later, it's down to, like, 16. Which I'm still thankful for. Some of it is. But some of that I also think are people who come in and they're randomly going through lives trying to find something and they're just not interested. And so they pop out. And sometimes it takes me a second to get everything just right. Like I'm getting the Chromebook up and everything. And so for the first minute or two, I'm going to say hello, but I'm also watching the Chromebook, trying to get everything set up and people invited. And I don't know if I should be sending invites. That's why I try to do Facebook. It's not. Hello, 7-inch. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. I love how I shorten people's names. I'm good. I'm good. In case you're wondering, my light blew again in the room, so I'm back to using the lamp, which is really distracting. At least for me. No, it's not. The other day I went to turn off, well, the day the light blew, I was turning on the light and I got shocked. And right after I got shocked, the light flickered about 3 or 4 times and then it just popped. So I don't know what's going on. Well, I would not necessarily rule that out. Have I told you my ghost story? Okay, so this has been many years ago. Many years ago. I was an adult. It was daylight. Not that it matters because, you know, if you have one, you have one. I was home by myself. House was locked. But you know that feeling you get when somebody is standing in back of you? And they're not saying anything, but you know they're there? I felt like I wasn't alone. And so I got up. I was working on a story. I got up and I walked to the stairs. We have like a half wall by the stairs. And I looked over and I didn't see anybody. So I went back to the chair and I sat down, and a little bit later, I got the feeling again. I got up, I went to the wall, the half wall, and this time I said, "Is anybody here?" Nothing, not a peep. Sorry, Marie. The third time, I didn't get up, and I looked across the room towards the stairs. And at that time, I had my animals. I had a bookcase, not a bookcase, but what do they call it? It was a chest of drawers with a mirror on top of it. And on the top of that chest of drawers, there was a tarantula tank. There was also a bookshelf, not a bookshelf, but a box of books right below the bottom drawer. House is locked. Nobody can get in. And yet, there was a shadow, that's the best way I know to describe it, of a kid on the box. Keep in mind, it's a shadow. Looking inside the tank. It was like just perched. I'm dead serious. Just like you can see me. And then it was gone. I've not, I don't think, seen anything since. It was there for maybe a minute. And then it was gone. No, but, I have felt more than I have seen. It's like you get that feeling like there's somebody there, and you won't see anybody. But then I'll be at the computer and I'll get that feeling, and I'll say, you need to go, you're not allowed in here, and the feeling dissipates. It was moved from its original location to where it now stands. I think, if I remember right, it was built in the 30s or 40s. So, yeah, no way of knowing. I mean, I don't have... We've had, like, I don't know if it was a dream, but, another time, I was going downstairs to the basement, and had a the best way I know to explain it is somebody walked by me. Well, they were putting in a highway. And I don't know if somebody paid they had the house moved, or if they just moved it. I can't see this house being historic. I'm not sure why they moved it. Because my parents had been here since at least the 70s. Since 1970s, so maybe a little bit before that. I can tell you that I've only had two encounters, if that. The sighting and then the passing by. So, yeah, but I don't worry about it. I don't let it bother me. It is what it is. I really I think knowing there's something here makes certain things better. Like, I don't freak out as much if I hear something. That's when, yeah. And then you're trying to be scientific about it, and yeah. You can't always be scientific. I suppose so. I've seen it. I have felt it walk by me. One of my nephews claims that it breathed in his ear. They brought over a friend, and she lasted about 2 minutes. And I don't know why. Yep, agreed. And some things just are. It's like, it could be. I've been told that it's protective. I don't know if that's true or not, but yay, I love it when chat gets cuckoo. Guys, remember, if you haven't given the channel, if you haven't given the chat a like yet, please do so. See, now it says I have 4 people watching. If you have questions you want to ask, feel free to do so. I'm basically an open book. If I don't want to answer your question, I simply will let you know. And I might fire back with a little bit of sarcasm, but only I don't drink coffee, and only tea that I drink is herbal. I should be limiting my chocolate, but can't resist chocolates. I really can't. You're welcome. I have a package of lemon herbal tea. And if I can figure out how to do it, in the spring, I'm going to plant a bunch of herbal tea plants. Mostly, like mint type plants. Yep. I used to have wild mint that I was growing and learned how to dry the leaves, and it'll be kind of fun if they're still good. The seeds, that is, if the seeds are still good. Well, I have a bit of a green thumb. I think I get it from my dad. And sometimes you just let nature take its course and cross your fingers and hope. Plus, one thing I've learned, mints are pretty forgiving. Sometimes we have a lot of birds that visit the yard. And I've been trying for like years to get my hands on some native red Eastern Columbine for my mom. And finally, within the last 3 years, we had a plant magically just appear in the yard. And it's growing in a spot that is just perfect. And it's amazing, and I love it. We should have flowers this year. Hopefully. Hopefully more than one plant. But we'll see. Yeah, I've done that with some stuff. We used to have a vacant lot to the east of the house, and they went in and bulldozed everything down. And I knew it was coming, so I did my best to save a couple plants. And some of them took and some of them didn't. So yeah. I wish I could have saved all of them. We lost some wild roses that were out there. They have, I was hoping they would come back, but they haven't. I have some wild flag iris that made it. And it's called groundnut. It made it. And we have wild blackberry that's always been here, and a few others. But trying to figure out how to get rid of some of the invasives. Okay, we have been on for almost 2 hours, guys. This is crazy. I'm probably going to end live here in about 4 minutes. Because I got to get the video for this week up, and I want to get it done early so that I can relax a little bit. Maybe for an hour. And play me some survival Ark. Or Ark Survival. And then go from there. I will be on again. Thank you, 7-inch. I'll be on again. At 7. It's gonna be a repeat, basically, in reverse order. Yeah. Still trying to figure out this new schedule. So, it is interesting, to say the least. No. I don't know. I have a habit of doing that. I fidget. Hello, everybody in chat. If you're on and you're not saying anything, or if you're at your computer or your TV, thank you for coming in. I appreciate the likes that everybody has left. Hopefully you guys have a good Friday and a great weekend. If I don't see you Saturday, or yeah, if I don't see you Saturday, have a good one. Remember to never give up on yourself. Always keep learning. Love one another. And never give up on, keep reaching for your goals. And I will see you in the next one. I guess we still have a minute and something seconds, so I won't leave just yet. But yeah, if you think of something that you would like to see on the channel, work on it. I do need to do some pictures. I'm going to try really, really hard to do at least one video where we have a series, and with the help of the computer, the AI, I'm going to piece together one of the monsters that I've drawn, and we're going to develop a story about it, like an actual little live, or not a live, but a video where it's going to have a life history. I'm going to try that. I was working on it last night, and the AI program was amazing. It was a lot of fun. So that might be a thing too popping up. A little bit of sci-fi, fantasy stuff. So with that, guys, I'm going to go because I need to get stuff done. Thank you for coming in, Marie. I will see people maybe later tonight and definitely tomorrow. So see you then. Goodbye.